Hey guys, here in Sacramento at the PPA Vintage Open, and the reason it's the Vintage Open is we have these wooden paddles for the first time in a professional tournament, at least not until probably the 60s. This is going to be definitely a unique experience. I'm personally looking forward to it a lot. I think the points will look quite a bit different than what they normally look like, and especially in perfect playing conditions out here, it's going to be really interesting to see just how different the style of play is from when we would be using our normal paddles. So as we know, paddle technology has changed a lot, so there's a lot more spin, a lot more power. Back when we were playing with wood, well, I never played with wood, but when we had smoother paddles that had less power, it's definitely a different skill set and strategy. So some things to look out for this week. I would definitely say you're going to see less driving on the third shots and a lot more flat drops. So not even the heavy top spin rolls, simply because you can't generate a lot of spin with paddles like this. So look for a lot more push drops, shovel drops, spunt drops, and people may drive some thirds, but more with the intent of dropping the fifth, not really to win a lot of rallies. So you're not going to win as many shake and bake points. So definitely one of the stronger transition plays when you don't have a lot of spin and power. Then once you get into the mid-court, same thing applies. You're really not going to blow people away with power from the mid-court with a wooden paddle. You can certainly get some power from the mass of the paddles. So to put it in perspective, you're playing with a paddle that is, I don't know if that's 10 millimeters, but it's awfully thin, and it weighs around 9.5 ounces, and that's with no lead tape on it at all. So you're really playing with something that's not super maneuverable, certainly more maneuverable because of the 10 millimeters, but you're not going to be able to really hit through anybody from the transition zone. So you'll see a lot more blocks, a lot more half volleys, and I think the teams that will have success will be very disciplined from that area of the court. Once you get up to the kitchen line, I expect the source of offense will look quite a bit different. So instead of the more traditional speed ups off the bounce that you see these days with the modern paddle technology, I think that you'll see a lot more flat out of the air attacks. Simply, again, because you can't get the ball on people as quickly and dipping as much. It's much better to rush opponents simply by being closer to them, making contact over the kitchen zone and putting it quickly on their body. I think you could complement that with the occasional lob, especially out of the air. You're not going to have the crazy power of the paddles. Even like off the back foot, people will hit overhead winners simply because you only need to get a little bit of clean contact to get it through the defense. With these paddles, you definitely have the control to hit a quality lob, and the opponent probably is not going to have a great play on an overhead to hit it through you if you hit it halfway decent. So I think the source of offense will be quite different than normal, more out of the air attacks, not so much the spinny ones, but the flat ones, complemented by a well-timed lob. When you're countering the offense, I think that you'll see probably a lot more counter punches hit with less speed, but more prioritizing the downward angle. Certainly something I intend to use more this week. Getting on top of counters tends to work a whole lot better. Simply using that angle advantage to where they're attacking up, you're able to hit down instead of trying to go right through them and bludgeon them with power. Certainly that can be successful, especially if you have a poppy paddle, but this week, I think with everyone's hands being very good, you're not going to be able to get it through people nearly as easily as simply taking a little pace off your counter and putting it down closer to their feet. So those are some things to be on the lookout for. The wooden paddle tournament, I'm certainly looking forward to it. Ready to battle with Andre Daescu.